Hello and welcome to the introduction to the Linux command line series. My name is Hazem, I'm a software developer. And in this series of videos, we're going to go on a journey from being maybe complete beginners or not very comfortable with the command line to being completely comfortable with the command line and knowing how to use it and knowing how to use a lot of tools that we can access through the Linux command line. You don't have to be on any particular distribution to follow this course. Pick your favorite distro. I'm currently on Ubuntu. I'm running it in, I have Mac OS, but I'm running it in a virtual machine. It should be no problem. You can start your terminal if you have a shortcut, or maybe you can go and search for terminal and it should come up. So that is basically where we're going to spend most of our time. So when we're talking about the terminal or the command line, what we're really talking about is the shell. If you search for Linux architecture, you're going to get something that looks like this, where you see that we have the hardware, the kernel, and then the shell. The shell basically is a program that takes keyboard commands, passes them to the operating system to carry out. To find out what shell you are using, you can type in env for env. And then if you look at probably the first one, you want to look for shell equals. So you can use the find window and type in shell equals, that one. You see that it equals /bin/bash. So that is basically a file in the bin directory for binary. And it is the shell that we are using. So that's the program that allows us to run all the programs that we're going to run from this terminal window. If you want to learn more about the bash shell, you can go read the Wikipedia page. But basically, it is a modernized replacement of the sh shell that was originally developed for Unix. So bash was created by the GNU project. You can read about that if you like. And so all that matters now is technically this is the application or the program that is executing all the commands that we're passing, including that one that we just executed, the environment, or the next one. If I type in clear and hit enter, it's going to clear the screen. All right, so what is this that we're looking at? This is called a shell prompt. And you see that there's a blinking cursor, which means that the shell is ready for commands. So what we're looking at here is parallels at Ubuntu-Linux-2404. So parallels is the name of my user. And at means that this user is at, and Ubuntu-Linux-2404 is the name of the machine. And then there is a colon, and then this symbol, basically this area will denote where you are in which directory. So right now we're in the home directory, and this is what we use to refer to the home directory, the home of the parallels user. And this $sign means it's a it's not a super user level. It's like a normal level. So we're going to get into those in the future videos. But for now, you can do something like cd for change directory. And then maybe I want to go to desktop within the user parallels. And then notice what's going to happen in this area here after the colon and before the $sign. So you hit enter, and then you see that the working directory, the directory where you are in at the moment, has changed to desktop. I can change back using 2 dots. So I can move up one directory using 2 dots. And that brings me back to the home directory of the user parallels. I can ls for list. I can list the files and folders that are in that directory. So I see there's a desktop, documents, downloads, and public. So these are folders. So what are you allowed and not allowed to type in? So we know that you can type in env, as we've seen before, ls, change directory. What if you type gibberish? What's going to happen? well, you get that the gibberish that you've typed, colon, and then command not found. So it's trying to find a command that is called this, and it doesn't find it, so it's throwing an error. All right, so what if you want to repeat a previous command that you've executed? Well, instead of typing the command again, you can use the arrows up and down to access the last commands that you've executed. So now env is the last command that I've executed, then the gibberish, then cd, then ls. Let's look at more commands. I've got the date command, and if you hit enter, it's going to show you the day, the date, and the time. I've got another command called cal for calendar. But notice what happens here. I'm getting command cal not found, but can be installed with, and is giving me a command here. So without understanding this command or what it does, I'm just going to copy it. And so the way you copy and paste is not as like when you're working with a graphical user interface. This is slightly different because the copy and the paste commands have different meanings in the context of the terminal. But you see, what you can do is you can just highlight the text, and that's going to copy it for you automatically. And then you can use the middle button in the mouse to paste that command in your terminal. And then if you hit enter, well, there is a sudo, which means super user do. So it's asking me for my password for the user parallels, which is my user. So I'm gonna type in my password, and don't worry if you don't see anything being typed, that's on purpose. That's a security feature so that your password isn't visible for anybody sitting next to you or overseeing your screen. So now I can execute calendar, and look, I've installed a brand new application on my system, and now I'm able to run it. And what it does is it's going to display the month that you are in. So right now is June 2025, and it's displaying the whole month for me. And when you're done with your terminal window, you have two choices. You can either close the window, which we all know, or you can type in exit, and that'll do the same thing. This video marks the beginning of our journey towards learning how to use and be comfortable with the command line in the Linux operating system. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.